Hey everyone, this is Renny. You remember me, right? Renny Martyn. Wait, let me move all these pillows. No, I want to tell you a funny story that it's a true story. Okay, now this is years and years ago. Okay, I heard something. I had bought an old home built in the 1950s. But anyway, to make a long story short, they had a flood in New Orleans, but anyway, and it got in the suburbs, whatever. And there was a rat, okay, a rat that was in my house. It had taken over. This rat, it's so gross. But anyway, I had to call the pest control man. Wait a minute. Okay. So I called and looked in the yellow pages for a pest control man to take care of this RAT. Well, anyway, I called. My daddy was living then, by the way. But anyway, he said he'd be over about 5 o'clock and to inspect the property, and that he eventually would catch the RAT. Okay, well anyway, I'm downstairs and the doorbell rings just about the time he's supposed to come. Wait a minute. I was much younger then. Much younger. I mean, I was married, had children. But anyway, the doorbell rings and I can still remember it. I opened the door and he said his name was, he goes, "Hi," but he didn't have any idea what was going on in my mind. Because he said, "Hi, my name is Marko." But in my eyes, what was before me, this man was so, I can't even explain it to you. Like stars were completely going around his face. They were coming out of his eyes. That is what I was seeing. The man was so handsome. Okay? Forget about he said he was the pest control man. But he was. But there's a halo around him. Stars are popping out of my eyes and I'm thinking, you know, I've never quite had this kind of feeling when I've opened the door and seen anybody. Less along anybody in my whole life. I mean, my husband made my heart flutter. And but anyway, this was the pest control man. And the short of the long is, he said that he was going to catch this thing. But anyway, I kept looking, thinking, is this possible to have this man, a good-looking man? And actually, I've had a lot of good-looking workers that they've come to the house. I would think everybody would agree with me if I showed you. I don't have a photograph of him, but I do have a photograph of the man that jacked up my house. But anyway, he gave me a card, and he said to me, "Call me anytime. It doesn't matter what time it is. If you," he had put something down, "if you hear about with the rat." Okay? 24-hour service. You could call Marko at any time, 24 hours a day. He would come, it doesn't matter what time, 5 o'clock in the morning. And anyway, I was telling my father about it, how he had given me his card, and he said that he was on call 24 hours a day. And my father says to me, he gave you a card that said he would come over at any time if you call him? And I said, yeah. He goes, "That son of a bitch." And he said, "Do you think he's going to catch a rat tonight?" I said, "Daddy, I don't know if he's going to catch a rat, but he might catch a pussy tonight." What?